A wonderful good morning, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Got Shadow here on Grixis Midrange today. I haven't played any games but one, I think. So we're still 24-1, still going here. And since the ban of Bridge from Below last week's Monday, the meta has shifted significantly, and what we see in the online tournaments since that point in time is that Eldrazi is probably the front runner in terms of best deck right now. Just is insane to have creatures cheating on mana, and then you have like that are very efficient anyway in what they're doing, and then you have all the tools from a prison deck in Shadows of the Void, and you have a backup just game finishing combo. So all that combined is just making waves right now. And then on the second and third place, I would say there's Jund and Blue Eye Control. And then the rest of the field is Phoenix, Burn. There's some deck I'm missing right now. There's also a couple of graveyard decks, Stretch, etc. And Hogarth Bridgeline is still there, just in different forms. But yeah, so that's what we're dealing with right now. And so usually I love Nimble and Cryptic, etc. But oh yeah, there's humans as well, of course. Um, but in a world that is very dominated by Cavern of Souls decks and Teferis and such, I definitely want to have less counterspells, and I want to have Angrath's Rampage, because looking at the top 3 decks, so we need to outgrind Jund Control, Blue Eye Control, and Eldrazi Tron, while simultaneously dealing with all the Planeswalkers, which is the most important task in those matchups. So the Rampage here is just really good. I was talking about Fry a couple of weeks ago, and usually I would put that into the sideboard if there was only blue whites to beat, but there isn't anymore, and therefore we're at this point here. Plague Engineer is just great because we can deal with small creatures, and it's still a huge roadblock for Eldrazi. So I like that one, even as a 3-off, also because this one into Kalitas or this one into Kess is always pretty good. Then we have Brutality and Kalitas here because Burn is also gaining some traction, especially in the light of the upcoming Pro Tour. I don't know why, but pros that aren't too familiar with the format are generally choosing the more streamlined decks that you don't need to have a deep format knowledge for. And so some are picking up Burn, some are going to pick up G-Tron, although that's currently not at its best. And that's just what you're going to see. So what's currently not in the meta, and therefore we're skipping most of our counterspell suite, is combo. So there's almost no storm that I've seen, also on other streams that I've watched during the last 2 weeks, and it's just a very grindy slugfest. And we're pretty good at grinding, so here we are. Collective Brutality moved to the main board, as I said, replacing Risefall, and then Connoisseur went out and Plague Engineer just got upgraded a little bit. Then sideboard, so I didn't want to put in Cryptic Commands in my sideboard because that is mostly just too expensive and too few slots for the effect. But I wanted to have something that we can use as a tempo card, basically, and that is Venser. Venser is also pretty good in the Tron matchup, So like that there. And then we have Teferi, because most of our creatures are really clunky, and if we're fighting against, say, spirits or something, then I would like to have Teferi as a backup to slow them down and also increase our velocity. And it could also be great against like low control, etc. So we got one open slot. I think there's not a big benefit here. Let's see. We could actually put in some damping spheres because of Phoenix. No, let's play one Pact of Negation just as a backup for crucial turns. We could of course also put in Force of Negation, but we don't play that many blue cards anymore without our other counterspells, and therefore I think Pact would just be more reliable. So, oh yeah, that's a big reason, by the way. Of course, the introduction of Force of Negation into the format really has hampered the development of combo decks. That was fast. Oh yeah, by the way, there's the Modern Streamers League, which is pretty cool. Well, we can play everything in our hands, so let's keep hope for some creatures. Of course, we're now pretty lopsided, right? With this kind of deck, we're aiming for very specific cards. So this looks to be a Ponza list, which is also not too great. And we'll be able to handle Stormbreath Dragon here. He's kept 7 without any ramp and without any. So I don't care about liquid metal coating as long as we don't get blown up here. I'm not sure. I don't think Seasoned Pyromancer is a big problem because we have, first off, our own big creatures, or bigger creatures, and then we also have Plague Engineer. So I think we're just gonna go after Karn because liquid metal coating is not doing anything without it, and Primal Command. Yeah, let's just take the Pyromancer, although of course you can flash it back at some point. But we'll have a clean shot there. And he's still looking for significant amounts of mana there. Alright, so we're sandbagging that island a little bit, because that could be a potential target for stuff. Alright, so he's drawn a land, and this could be a Stone Rain, but it's not. Destroy target artifact. Boop. Not sure if I want to expose our island here. I actually do not think so. So let's see. Is the bop. Yeah, so he must be playing 3 cards, so I'm just gonna go discard, destroy. He can do whatever he wants. Just getting those 2-for-1s here. Alright, now's the time. Trinisphere. Sure. That's not a big deal because we again get a sweet 2-for-1. Kess is pretty good here, I would argue. And I think this is great as well because we're just gonna get rid of Lightning Bolt here, play the Swamp, go Kalitas command, make him discard and Trinisphere. Yep. And then next turn we do have Thoughtseize off of Kess. Because the last card in his hand should be a Stormbreath Dragon. So what I'm really interested here in is seeing, like, I do imagine that they are indeed playing. Let's use this one first. That was not too great. I think we're just gonna get rid of the Utopia Sprawl there. I'll this one and attack. And this is the weakness of Kess, like if your opponent's not doing anything, then you're not generating any additional value, but that's fine as it is. Chandra. Sure. So we're gonna pump the Blast Zone just in case another Trinisphere or something comes up. Now we can flashback Kalitas command next turn, attack for 3, and he's dead. And he can flashback the Seasoned Pyromancer. Alright. So I actually haven't seen, like, we've seen almost 20 cards. And except for liquid metal coating here, I haven't seen any land destruction spells, which is some sort of weird. I mean, potentially aren't playing any. But what will we want to have here if they did? So Plague Engineer is still pretty good against a couple of their bigger creatures, not against Titans though. But they do play birds. And we could get easy value out of it. Somehow want to cram in a Venser here. But we're just running, yeah, we're just gonna run it back, I think, for the time being here. On the draw, I also don't want to put in fulminated mages. That is a mulligan. So what our opponent does, keeps, well, I guess we're gonna get rid of the Snapcaster Mage here. Go Inquisition. This is gonna be a War Grave, and we hope that we draw another land. Unless this is gonna be a bird, but oh well. An Arbor Elf. Well, this makes it quite a lot more difficult for us. I definitely don't want to run into a turn 2 Blood Moon, therefore definitely going to go after the Arbor Elf here. I just, of course, changed the mana base accordingly, so we're playing 2 Blood Crypts now. And more Myers. So it's extremely unlucky here that we... Let's see. Alright. So Blood Moon, Pillage. What's worse? Both ain't great for us. But I guess Blood Moon is less bad than Pillage is. If we had like a normal hand here with like 2 to 3 lands, I think we would destroy him. The good thing is we just need to draw some lands, and then Seasoned Pyromancer is really generating velocity. And that's also the reason why I... Okay, that is problematic. But it gives us the option to have a black source here, which already is pretty significant. So just need one more land. And we need... Okay. That's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good. So I think we can safely play out the Jace here. Just because if he's gonna play a Karn, first he needs to have another land. Oh, that's also good. Let's spin the wheel first. I think we're gonna get rid of Inquisition here because he doesn't have any 3-drops anymore. Play this one. Then we can go Rampage, kill the Trinisphere, bold the thing, but from the graveyard, so that we still have a bolt up for Karn. Yeah. So sacrifice artifact, please. It's also annoying to have this Trinisphere on the board because you can just draw it with Karn. Alright, cool. So now I do believe that we're actually gonna go. He could definitely have like another pillage in hand, but we wouldn't know that, so I'm gonna discard these two here, picking up a couple of good spells. Yep. You didn't need double red, alright. Discarding double Karn. Ooh. So what I think we're gonna do here is take up one Seasoned Pyromancer, then we just attack. See how he blocks. Alright, then we're gonna use K command to make him discard and deal 2 damage. Because that's pretty telling in terms of what he can and cannot do. Then we're gonna play this dude and pass the turn. I'd rather have the Seasoned Pyromancer on the battlefield here than not on the battlefield. So he does have 6 mana. What's going on, opponent? Primal command. Yeah, that is a problem. I'm not gonna lie. That's probably gonna be a Titan. Yeah. And then he's of course hoping that we're gonna replay our Jace, which we're not gonna do because I don't want it to die. Could be killing the Seasoned Pyromancer here. Attack for 4. No. Oh yes. He's gonna distribute probably 2-1 here. we can get back at some point. Then Jace is gonna take care of one of the tokens, because otherwise it's just blocking too much. Yep. Yes. So let's hope our Jace survives here, and then we could, in theory, both go with Kolgan's command, get our Seasoned Pyromancer back, draw a couple cards, Tracker. That's not so good. Might have to adjust our game plan now. So now Angrath's Rampage is not a thing. Okay. Never mind. Never mind. So we're gonna go Plague Engineer on Bird. And then we're gonna kill the Kalitas tracker so he doesn't generate additional value. Bird. Then this one's gonna go after the Rampage. Sacrifice a creature. And then next turn we're gonna go around with Kalitas. So since his Pyromancer costs 5 mana, he probably doesn't have more than one play here. And if he does have a land destruction spell, then he hopefully doesn't go after all black sources. Another Titan would be really, really bad for us. Karn. Could be a bridge. Man, this dude's drawing pretty well here. Alright, never mind. Really needed to get rid of that Karn. Otherwise, we're probably running into a Magnificent Lattice here. But with our Jace still on board, and for him not having a way of getting rid... Well, he could get rid of the Jace, of course, but that's his only option. I can't get rid of all of our black sources. Now let's see. Yep. Okay, command. And I'm even inclined here to go destroy artifact. Like we have 5, 6. We need another attack anyway. So I'm inclined to get the Seasoned Pyromancer back to draw additional cards. Return this dude and kill this one. Because on the battlefield we're ahead anyway. Yeah, so it's just a Pyromancer here for him, flashing it back, and we can thus go Elemental, only hits our opponent's creatures, and that should do it. Yep, 25-1. Pretty good showing here in our first match. I liked it a lot. Be right back. Alright, welcome back to round number 2, everybody. Really strange that Ponza has made a comeback here, but it makes sense. If your opponents are mostly control and big mana decks, then Ponza really shines, especially if you have additional velocity in Seasoned Pyromancer, where you can get rid of additional Blood Moons, etc. Cards. Still, wouldn't be a deck that I would be happy to play. Oh yeah, over the weekend I went to Berlin to visit a couple of friends, and they also did have a qualifier event there. And I came in 9th, so being the bubble boy, but it was a fun event. Pretty cool location, I have to say. So yeah, we're gonna keep. Burn. So having a look at our sideboard, of course, burn isn't great, but we're already playing Brutality and Kalitas main, and we have more threats on the ground than we usually have, so I'm actually hoping that we, well. And for that very reason, I also want to get rid of the Golem Guide here. Not only because we have 8 cards in hand, but also because I want to have those 8 cards in order to pitch to Collective Brutality. So we're down to 13 here. We're gonna play the Steamman's tapped. Lightning Bolt the Swift Spear. I think that they would have played Eidolon if they had one. But if not, that's also not a big deal. Yeah, but we definitely need to find either a threat or something to get back some life. Without counterspells, we're pretty naked here. Screw the critics. All that is interesting. I don't think that we actually need to crack any of these, so Plague Engineer, Terminate. Could keep the Swamp on top, but I think if we draw Kalitas, then we can go with that as well. Currently we're just trying to slow him down. And then finding whatever we need. Could also still have a Searing Blaze in hand. Alright. Thoughtseize K command. Snap. So I think I'm gonna top here. If we go Thoughtseize, he probably can't use both his spells in his hand. Otherwise, I assume he would have used them already. So I expect at least one Searing Blaze or two 2-mana spells. He's still at 20. Racing should be quite difficult. But I don't want to be running into a Searing Blaze. So I think we're gonna go top here. Have a look. Even though it costs us 2 life. Okay. Alright. That were the first 2 life that we actually spent here. Now we need to hope that he's actually gonna draw a couple of creatures. Well, it's not looking good here, to be entirely honest. Yeah, definitely a sorcery spell. But it's exactly what we expected to see. So burn, some big mana deck. Definitely not gonna use any of those. And we could actually go... Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do here. Gonna go with another Serum Vision, still hoping to draw. To find a Collective Brutality. Interesting. With counter. Oh, come on. I'm pretty confident that we're just going to be dead here. On the other hand, though, if we find a Collective Brutality and we can loop one of our Snapcasters with Kolaghan's command, then we probably win. Come on. Alright, so we have to hope for a creature here, or another land. Both equally unlikely. That was major unlucky. I think we scryed 8 cards to the bottom. Didn't find any of them. Well, Plague Engineer is just not very good here. Could be running one Pact of Negation. If we don't win this match with the main board configuration of 2 Brutalities and 2 Kalitas here, then probably can't do a whole lot from the sideboard to face the matchup. Since we have 2 removal spells in hand here, I don't mind being or trading pace for a couple of life points. Alright. Come on, Brutality. No. Well, that's a maybe. I'll put that to the bottom as well. Yeah, so playing without counter spells against birds is just horrendous. So little or so few cards that actually matter in this matchup. This can't be real. Bottom, bottom. Play, play. The good thing about Pyromancer is that we don't have to trigger. Okay. I think this is our last chance. I probably even too late already. We don't find a brutality here. That's probably over. So we definitely need to, like, if we keep this mid-range deck, then we definitely need to adjust our sideboard. I also don't like this one, actually. Yep. So definitely more brutalities into the sideboard. Probably also want to have a counter scroll. Our opponent's also playing super slow. Oh, come on, you gotta be kidding me. I'm playing around a counter spell here. Dispel. Yeah. Okay. So I guess we want to have 2 spell pierces in here as well. And then we have 2 more slots open. Those 2 slots could be filled with either Jigsaw Jailer, which would probably be pretty alright. But to figure that out, we need to get a couple more games and more data. I'm pretty certain that we also want to replace Kess in a couple of matchups, so would like to have a flex slot for that one in the sideboard as well. Alright. We're not playing against Burn again. It's decent now. Wandering Shimmerl is in here because it's a little better in a Planeswalker heavy meta. Like Renin says 6 ups to 4. We can kill it with Ephemeral. And then sometimes, in order to protect the Karn, they take them up first, and then next turn go taking it down to 4, etc. Come on, man. Stop playing so slowly. Polluted Delta, interesting. Probably Grixis Wirza. And if that's the case, then Plague Engineer's probably our best bet. So usually I would go for a Water Grave here. But since we have Kalitas, we already have a blue source. And the only reason to get another blue source here would be to activate Funeral. We're gonna go with the Blood Crypts. Have a look. Yep, indeed. So Goblin Engineer does find I thought that shouldn't actually be a problem, I guess. And they only have 2 lands. So this is gonna go and get Sword of the Meek, and that's his turn 2 play. So we're gonna get that one. Then name Thopter later on with Plague Engineer, so that the combo doesn't work anyway. And also that he can get rid actual value out of the Psi. So now please name Polluted Delta. Bloodstained Mire. Alright. So, yeah, we're probably still going after the Psi, because he needs to play his lands, and then we can go Colon's Command, make him discard the Urza. I wonder if they even play removal. Bridge. Well, that is fortunate. Oh, a Bloodstained Mire. So now it's actually debatable. No, we're still going after the bridge here, just because Blast Zone kills both of the things there. Congratulations. Thopter. Yeah, that should stop basically in his entire deck, I think. So if we were to go with angrath rampage here, probably, like, he might need red, so he has the Mox Opal, so he's probably gonna sacrifice that one here. So we're keeping it for a creature. Yeah. Just want to get that Kess out. Don't want to reveal additional information here. Perfect. So I'm first gonna go and blast zone him. So that Mox Opal is offline. And then next turn, we're gonna go Bloodstained Mire, Kess, and then we can go Triple Bolt and kill him in one turn. It might be a Wear of Invention that he does have here. Worth 3. I'm gonna go and sack it right now because he could be getting another Pithing Needle for Blast Zone. Yep. Come on, another Wear. Makes sense. Well, anything would have been alright, just not another Wear of Invention. So One Ring Fumarole can sneak under a bridge if he has one card in hand. Therefore, I'm gonna wait here for the Mishra's Bauble to be used. That is also a huge downside of not having Cryptic Command. So let's see. The problem is that although he doesn't get any Thopters, he'll still be getting the life. So, sacrifice an artifact. I'm probably going to go with Sword of the Meek, I would imagine. No. Going with a Mox. Okay. Yeah, could be a long game here. Very long game. Although we only need to find one more Call Guns command, and it's not bridge. So 12. 8 damage in hand. Well, this is not going to be a very exciting game. But we're still going to try to win it. I would like to have additional copies of Plague Engine yet, though. Just in case. Yeah, he's gonna name our Morning Funeral here. Ooh. White Stone. I mean, I have to imagine that our opponent is playing some sort of removal spell. I cannot imagine them just running around without any removal. It's possible, but I guess it's unlikely. So 2 Urzas would be great in his hand now. Then we could actually do something. Yup. There we go. At least you had one. Congrats. Seven construct. Does it come into hand, or what happens with it? Okay. No. It just goes to exile. So I mean, this thing can never attack, so we don't actually mind. If we add another bowl, we actually have lethal here. Of course, that's just the case if they don't activate that top death foundry. So now we do have a problem, right? No, he needs to. Tap it first, so it's still summoning sick. He failed to find. Oh no, it went to graveyard. It's this bubble. Alright. Interesting. So first of all, I think we're gonna play the Pyromancer here, discarding Snapcaster and Thoughtseize. And then I'm gonna use Serum Visions to a bottom. That is actually pretty great. So if we can do all of that. Could of course also go after the Ensnaring Bridge with our Blast Zone. Then we still have to get rid of that construct there. Anyhow, probably escalate 2 modes. No, just gonna minus. Yeah, so I think we're gonna pump it on to 3 to get the Ensnaring Bridge. That will also kill our Plague Engineer though, which of course is pretty bad. If we go after Grafdigger's Cage, well, why wouldn't we? Doesn't kill anything from us, and gets a couple of good hits with them. Time Sieve. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're getting rid of 3 of them right now, right? So that he can only do it once. Yeah. Well, Time Sieve is really problematic. Really problematic. I imagine that he doesn't want to sacrifice 5 artifacts here, but he potentially could. to. Okay. No clue what that helps him though. Okay. Interesting. So what are we going to go with here? Kalitas certainly not at its best. Plague Engineer is pretty good. Well, actually Terminate against Urza, also pretty decent. Yeah, they need to bring in removal. Grim Lava makes our blast zones a little worse, but overall I think that's fine. Definitely not a keep. Slightly better. I think we're gonna ditch Collective Brutality here. I want to have Plague Engineer against the combo. I want to have Terminate for potential Urza or Sai. Kalitas command anyway. So yeah, Plague Engineer is not something that you like, right? Yeah, I'm gonna fetch here. Just in case. But we could top the Snapcaster Mage, but I think the probability of him just playing Neil Spellbomb early on is too big. So if that's going to be a Sword of the Meek here, he's got a weird mana base currently. Yep. Sure. No. Oh, that's interesting. No additional lands. So here, I do not really want to expose our Kalitas command to a surgical. Therefore, I'm firstly playing Grim Lavamancer. Even if he can kill it, I don't really mind, but if it survives, then we don't only have a way of, you know, repeatedly going after a Goblin Engineer, but we also have a way of... Okay. Never mind. Dead of Winter. Otherwise, we could have played Kolaghan's Command and then, you know, just exile the cards with Grim Lavamancer, of course. Yeah, alright, that's always... And although it's not the best spot for it in this very scenario... Blood Moon? Blood. I definitely didn't see that coming. Nope. And Urza as well. Well, we would have every base covered here without the Blood Moon. So we're gonna have to fetch one Black Source next time around. All right. And by the way, I think Blood Moon certainly isn't a great card here. It's okay. It's just not great. So don't care about Thoughtseize. Ether Grid is pretty annoying, so we're gonna go after that one. So our last polluted delta is going to fetch up a blue source, and then we're pretty good mana wise. I guess we want to be fetching for a blue source here before we go with Creeping Tar Pit. That's also pretty annoying. So I'm not going to use the Terminate on the Goblin Engineer, but I think I'm going to use the Blast Zone to get rid of everything else, just because I don't want him to have red mana, but maybe it's not worth it yet. I mean, he would need red mana to get back the Sword of the Meek, but first he needs to sacrifice an artifact, and then why would he want Sword of the Meek back? Lucky opponent. I think we're just going to try to raise here. Two bolts or a snap and a bolt. Oh god. Yeah, I need to go after Sai first. Also because he can just get the bridge back with the Goblin Engineer. So I guess we're gonna make him sacrifice a creature so that he cannot get back bridges when we kill them. And then we're just gonna get in here for a bit. And that's pretty good. Like in this, like we have him at a choking point where he cannot play the second bridge because of our blast zone, so we just get a couple of extra damage in with Grim Lavamancer. Oh, that's also pretty good. gonna wait here. Because even if he draws a Word of Invention, he can still play everything. Raftigus Cage. Sure. But I think now we should be good, right? Entire player discards and artifacts. Could also leave it at 2 because of the combo and because of Engineer. But this way we have lethal on board next turn, and we also have lethal with the Lightning Bolt. Alright, so I would say we attack for, let's see. If we just go to, like, if we thought he's here, let's say he has a Weir of Invention, right? And he goes play another Ensnaring Bridge here to stop us from attacking after we activated our target. So we thought he is him now. He's inclined to do something. Then response, we kill the Pithing Eel and deal 2 damage to him for 3. 1, 2, 3, and then we activate Grim Pyromancer for lethal. Yep. Destroy target artifact. Yep. This one, Pithing Eel, and that one. Beautiful. All right. So Grixis Midrange beating Grixis Weirza after a very drawn out and exhausting match. But still, we got game against most things. I still don't like that we have so little versatility, but we have a good amount of velocity, which is pretty great. Yep, we're gonna keep. Oh, are we playing against Bridgewine? Well, it's good that we have 4 Jigsaw Jailer and 2 Surgicals still in the sideboard. although this looks also somewhat weird. So I guess what we're going to do here is just place a swamp. Satire Wayfinder. Yeah. I mean, you can grab... Yeah, just a land card. I'm not 100% sure if this is actually Bridgewine, but it looks like it. So next turn we're going to go Steam Vents, Zero Visions, and Inquisition, his second Wayfinder. There's a Bloodghast. So it appears to all be about time here. Oh, Plague Engineer is pretty neat, although certainly not the same type of card. Gravecrawler and Wayfinder. Let's go after that one. We could also kill the Stitches Supplier here. But why would we do that? So I guess he's gonna try to find some sort of So I would say we're gonna name Zombie because that's the easiest way for him to get back a benchline from the graveyard. Could also go after Bloodghast, of course, because that's the only 2-power creature. But he also needs a sack outlet to replay the things. And so yeah, we're gonna go after Vampire here. Oh man, I love Plague Engineer. Solves so many problems that Grixis had before. But I guess he's playing Avenge Frontline from his hand here. Oh no, Hex Drinker. And that's not going to be enough. So we already have everything we need. But I definitely want to get rid of that Hex Drinker first. Which is slightly annoying. Also weird inclusion here. What? 3 to 7? I thought it was 4 to 7. So can't target it anymore? Okay. But he can't put it over 8 yet. So we got everything else covered, we just need to beat that one hex drinker. Which of course also is some sort of a pain in the ass, but I guess we can manage. We're gonna keep mana open for additional hex drinkers, because if he gets more of them out here, then we definitely die. Sad, you know, I would imagine that they would enter the battlefield and then die, but they actually don't. So we don't get Kalitas. Or he's just declining the trigger. That's also a possibility. So let's see. What are you gonna do now? Perfect. Come over, friend. Got nothing to hide. Alright, so we're gonna pump the Kalitas. Kill the vine. Attack with Kalitas. Attack with this dude. And that was a mistake. Because now this was what I hoped for. It doesn't have any additional sources on the ground, and dies to Snapcaster Mage. Alright. So that's pretty cool. I guess we still want to have Jix the Jailer. And somehow... The thing is, Inquisition isn't good, but it's also not really bad, right? Never mind. Let's try it this way. Plague Engineer is pretty good. Kess could be good. We don't know that yet. And then we have the Jailer. Probably here. Has a 2-off. Just because our opponent's deck is somewhat different. No, let's just go with the full 4. Since we're on the draw, on the play, we can still put in Jaces again. Karen Feeder. Certainly one of the worst 1-drops you can play. Becomes better later in the game, but so I think Bloodstained Mire, just fetching for a red source here, killing the feeder, and then we're gonna go Pollute Delta. No, I'm not gonna take the damage. So Lilith Troll does have trample, and you can regenerate it. So maybe we should have taken the damage there. But that came unexpected, so... Oh no. Probably wants to leave mana open now. Since we don't have Ricefall anymore, we actually have a problem with these types of cards. And it does have trample as well. Let's see how many creatures he does have. Well, that's fine. Yeah, that's alright. Does get back Benchvine, but... Ooh, Hex Drinker. Oh. That's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of damage here. And we need to kill 3 of the creatures. Okay. So Blast Zone takes care of Hex Feeder. That is not a big problem right now. We need to kill Lilith Troll. And we need to kill Benchvine. Troll is definitely gonna go. The only question here is, do we do it by... And we need to be super careful here. I think what we want to do is fetch for 1, go to 8, snap bolt, flip Jace in front of the Vengevine, and then take, well, potentially 6. Huh. Kess could also be alright. But I think I'm gonna get rid of the Pyromancer here. So Lightning Bolt's gonna go after that dude. Then gonna take that one, block the Vengevine, and then take, well, up to 4, I guess. Both and me. So Cannot pump it up to 8 yet. So Snapcaster Mage can block Hexdrinker. Lightning Bolt kills Vengevine. In this deck, I actually think that Force of Despair could be a really good card. Just to counteract these very explosive turns. So let's see. He does have a removal spell. Yeah, then we're just dead. Alright. Haven't seen a whole lot coming back from the graveyard, to be honest. Yep. Keep. Since we can't play everything on turn 2, I'm gonna go ahead here, go with the Steam Vents. Serum Regions. Yeah, both those. So should he have something to remove our Jigsaw Jailer, then we can just surgical the Blackcast. And for people new to the channel, that's a problem. And that's a Hogak. Great. Okay. Let's just say. Yeah, I guess we take one. We will need to play the Snapcaster Mage in order to block Hexdrinker or double block Hexdrinker. But then next turn we're dead to Hogak. That was his turn too. And he would have had another Black Gas in play as well. So I guess not a whole lot has changed. If it were just Hogak, you know, wouldn't be a problem because we have Angrath's Rampage. This way we definitely have a problem. Probably just scaling up his Hexdrinker here. So if we double block Hex Drinker, we're taking 10. And unless we're going to draw Terminate for Hogak, that's just it. Yeah, that is pretty GG. And that's really still not so cool. All right, we're on the play. First time in eternity, of course. Super bad hand. Afterwards, super bad hand. Afterwards, super bad hand. Insane. So we have multiple problems here. Spell Queller is just gonna go after our Plague Engineer, I would assume. Because he's gonna get there faster than we are. But I guess path is more important. Because we can get back Plague Engineer from great. Yep. Well, so, but I'm not sure here. Like, did he get a card? I don't think so, right? And if he didn't get a card, then might be prudent here to go after a human, because then he doesn't have blue. But we know very little. No, we're just gonna go after elemental.
he's probably coming along with the company. Alright, we need a black source for both Kalitas and for Terminate. Interesting. So since he didn't do anything here, I think I'm just going to play Kalitas into the Spell Queller. And then next turn we're going to go Terminate the Spell Queller, and the turn after that, Blast Zone. Alright, so let's have a look here first. Just in case he has another Spell Queller. Company, great. Perfect. You could have Eternal Witness, of course, but without Eternal Witness, I think our Kalitas should be quite safe. Flicker Wisp. Yeah, he's just exiling our Thoughtseize here. And that's, you know, not great, but it's fine. We don't lose life. Opponent's trying to figure out how to stack the triggers here. And I think that was wrong. No, it wasn't. No, it actually wasn't. Needs to leave first, of course. So this one doesn't have Death Touch yet because it doesn't have enough snow permanence. Ah, come on, you got to be kidding me, man. This is unreal. And he's going for company instead of the path. Interesting. So he's got 6 power in the air. think I'm just gonna attack first, see what he comes up with in his company. Or not. Oh no. This is just horrible. That I do not understand though. Alright. So we need to do something here. Could of course go after his mana, because we have witnesses on the battlefield still, and we're gonna be hit by 7 in the air. I would assume that he is going to leave at least one coatl back. So we're going to do that here. Shouldn't die. Okay. Is it just me, or is our opponent just drawing a whole bunch of value here? Nah, that's not good enough. We're just gonna have a look at his hand here. So creature types are snake and elemental. Humans is also alright. We're also on mulligan to 5, so. Alright. So Thoughtseize is gonna go. These are coming in. Other than that though, our main board is pretty insane against our opponent.
Can't keep this. Yep. Alright, so I'm gonna have a look first with Serum Visions, just alright. So this way I'm gonna play the Torpid. Otherwise, I might have been inclined to just go with Grim Lavamancer here. So that's a Coatl. And that means that we're definitely going to go. So next card is a K command. So this one's going to name Snake. Flicker Wisp. Or an instant speed Flicker Wisp could also be the case. So if he wants to come around with a company here or a Coatl, we're gonna raise Havoc here. Before anything happens. Okay, so Reeve and Coatl. Okay, draw a card. Do whatever. I feel like I should be seeing those cards. So best thing that we can do. This one. Yeah, our opponent has insane value. Don't want it to trigger 2 times.
It would be great if we kept a 7 card hand once in a while.
Come on, Modo. Now let's try to keep it. Probably too slow. No. So our opponent's probably reading right now, although he's seen the card before in the last game. So I would like him to play the snake now, which he probably will. No? Okay. It's really curious to me. So this one's gonna go elemental, right? Not gonna use the Jace yet because I don't know what we want to have. Ooh. I'm inclined to get rid of Pyromancer here, just because it's the least effective card on the board. On thin ice, alright. Opponent's having lots and lots and lots of removal. Do we want to play Kess? I feel like we want to know what our opponent is up to. Okay, Spellcaller and Risen Reef. But he won't have mana for both yet. So if Kess survives this turn, then we have our value engine going. Reef, sure. Gavany Township. Yep. Yep. And I think the last card in his hand we also know, right? Yeah, should be a snow-covered forest. So that's pretty good. So I think we're gonna go return, no, not discard. Return and deal 2 damage. Then we're also gonna go just minus that one. So we're as mana efficient as possible. He's completely out of cards. As soon as we draw a blast zone, we will get our Jace back. Seasoned Pyromancer will get rid of our extra copy of Kess. Ooh, Voice of Resurgence. Yep. Not too scary just yet. I guess we don't need the Snapcaster Mage anyway, because we have Kess on the battlefield. Yeah, that was a slight misstep there. Although, no, it wasn't. I actually want to use the Lightning Bolt. To go after our opponent. Yeah. All right. So the league went significantly worse than what we're used to. I'm still not super convinced of Kess. She does have her moments, but overall it's just not strong enough for Modern. Plague Engineer was just great in almost all matches except for Burn. We also figured out that we definitely need more life gain in order to beat that deck. The Graveyard Suit probably has to be reconfigured due to the new threats that Bridgewine's playing. So Neil Spellbomb might even not be good enough as well. Maybe we just need a sweeper in that matchup. We could definitely do that with just adding 2 Damnations. But yeah, overall, I think the deck has lags. We can develop it a little bit here and there. Smooth out a couple of the rough edges, but mostly it's just the sideboard. Like, I want to have Icefall back in the main as well, because as good as Collective Brutality is, Icefall is just so much better in so many matchups. So that's the thing. And yeah, then we just have to realign the sideboard here for a more mid-range style deck. And in order to get there, I'll work on it a little bit and then inform you or update you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed the league. I'll be posting a couple more videos during the next couple of days, because I didn't post a video last weekend. So yeah, we're gonna see each other in just a short amount of time. Have a good week, guys, and see you around.